Hey guys, and welcome to another video with Lykkelige. This week I'm doing a redraw of a drawing that I did back in the summer of 2016. So it's been approximately 1.5 years since I did the old version on the left of the screen, and I remember being really proud of this drawing, and it actually managed to get around 100 likes on my Instagram, which was really good at the time. It still is actually, but considering that I had way fewer followers on my Instagram at that time, it was really great, and it was also one of my favorite drawings for a really long time. But looking back at the drawing this week made me realize that there were a lot of things that I would change today, and there were things with this drawing that I would be able to change. Sometimes you can see mistakes that you know you're not able to change quite yet, but this drawing I knew I could make even better, so that's why I chose this drawing. The first thing that I wanted to change was the shape of her face, and I know that at the time I did the first drawing, I was in a period where I tried to do more realistic faces. So if you're looking back at my Instagram at this point in time, I did more realistic portraits of people that I found on Instagram and just random people or myself. I never really posted any one of myself though, so I have them in my sketchbook. But her face just looks a bit off, and also her jawbone is way too flat and weird looking. The second thing I wanted to change was the placement of her hair, because it just looks really strange. It doesn't even look like a wig that is put on wrong, it just looks weird. So that's the second thing that I really wanted to change. The next thing that I wanted to change was not something that looks specifically wrong in the old version per se, but something that changed a lot in my style over the 1.5 years that's passed since I did the old version, and that is she's looking really skinny in the old version, and I wanted her to look less skinny in the new version. Here for the line art I decided to only show the new version, and I'm going back to the split screen again, but for the sake of doing my line work, I just decided to only show you the line art. It was way easier to get straight lines with the whole screen instead of just split screen, and also my screen is small to start with, so splitting it up like that actually made it quite hard to see what I was doing. I decided to draw her in the same position that I did with the old version, so that my improvement and my change in style would be way easier to see and more visible for the eye that's just looking at the drawing. But I did make her lean less forward than in the old version. I put a lot of time into her face because I wanted her to have more personality, and I think that's something that's lacking in the old version. It actually looks like she's just staring blindly out in the ocean instead of actually looking at the seahorse in her hand, which in the new version also actually is more placed directly in her hand instead of just floating over her hand, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense for her to put out her hands if the seahorse is just floating more above it. So I put the seahorse more directly in her hand. I didn't put that many details in her hair since that's not really my style anymore, but it's actually one of the things that I really liked about the old version. So maybe that's something I will have to work a bit more on in the future, and maybe go back to adding more details to my hair. During last year I sometimes had a hard time seeing my improvement, and I definitely think that the fact that I didn't do any redraw last year was the cause of that problem, because I wasn't able directly to see my changes in style and my improvement. So by making this video, I feel like I've helped myself getting a great start of 2018 by seeing that I actually have improved and I actually have gotten way better over this last 1.5 year. So for those of you who's drawing but are having a hard time seeing your improvement, maybe try this challenge. But a good tip is that you should try and redraw something that's older than a year and not something that you drew like 2 or 3 months ago, because normally people don't really improve that drastically over a few months. And I know that this challenge has helped me a lot, and the fun part is to take art that is maybe 5 or 6 years old, maybe older, and then redraw it again and see how much you've improved over that span of time. And it's really amazing to see, even though you don't feel like you improved, but being able to see that you actually did improve. And if you guys actually try this challenge, I would really love to see your improvement and your new drawings and your old drawings. So leave a link for your Instagram or your DeviantArt or wherever you're actually posting your artwork online, because I would love to see how much you guys improved and how much it helped you to see your improvement being visible in front of your eyes. I'm almost done with this drawing, and I'm really happy how this drawing of my little mermaid and seahorse turned out, and I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please remember that I try posting a new video each week. So until next time, take care and bye bye.